Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden and I'm an accountability coach and author of Get Resultsology, the science of getting stuff done. I work with people who run their own business, no boss, distractions everywhere, and never enough hours in the day. Together we cut through the noise, sharpen their focus, and follow through on the big ideas that actually move the needle. That's what I call the momentum formula. Do it today, profit tomorrow, and repeat. So, if that sounds like the kind of breakthrough that you've been looking for, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Makena Delaney. Makena is the founder of Makena Creative, a Nashville-based design studio specializing in standout brands and websites for small businesses. A lifelong entrepreneur and passionate creative, Makena helps solopreneurs go from DIY to polished with strategic, personality-packed design. She's also a networking enthusiast and natural storyteller, and your go-to gal for business chats over coffee. Makena, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for the fabulous introduction.
Oh, you're very welcome. You wrote it for me.
It sounded so good.
I'm letting all the trade secrets out there. No, but thank you so much for being here today. You are very, very welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you, Makena?
I am here just an hour south of the famous Nash Vegas, Tennessee. I've lived here for most of my life and I love it very, very much.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, that is an exciting part of the world. It is, as you say, very famous indeed. So, but I could waffle on about that, but I'll avoid the temptation. Shall we do the questions instead?
Yeah, let's dive in.
All right, let's get the clock up on the screen. And there it goes. Makena, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
That's a great question. So I typically work with female service providers, solopreneurs. That might include a travel agent, a bookkeeper, a dog trainer, a copywriter, all kinds of things where it's usually solo operated, owner operated is what the term I was going for there. I also tend to work with people who are in the early stages of a new business, but are maybe not, this is not their first rodeo. So they've maybe been in business before and had success previously, but they know they're not tech savvy and they don't want to deal with all of that unfun stuff. And I love to work with people who love personality in their brand.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That sounds very exciting. Quite an exciting job. What exactly is the problem or problems that you solve?
Absolutely. So I help people build beautiful brands, logos, colors, creative direction for photos, brand patterns, social media design, all that fun stuff that brings an online brand to life, while also bringing their website to life. So I help people solve the problem of credibility. Is number one. We need to be credible in our businesses and show up online. I think that most online businesses these days got to have an online presence, or most businesses, period, have to have an online presence, whether you're an online business or not. And then I also help people with their confidence. So the number one issue people come to me with is that my business isn't being taken seriously, or I don't feel confident handing out my business card. And so that is kind of the main, like, two things that I help people with. Now, what's fun about that is I used to be a makeup artist. And so I would give women a physical makeover, and now I get to give them a digital makeover. So it's like, it's almost like I was like prepped for this work for almost 7 years in my previous role. So it's super fun.
That's brilliant. I almost conjured up the picture there of a circus clown coming to you. People won't take me seriously, but I don't think that's quite what you meant.
you'd be shocked what sometimes people show up with. You're like, oh, you've been using that and somehow booking business? I'm not sure how.
Yeah, exactly. All right. I digress, and I mustn't because I'm taking up your time. So what is one valuable free action that the audience can implement that will help them to solve this problem or problems?
Absolutely. So this is going to be a little bit more on the big picture side, not like one little tiny detail, but I think it's the most important thing. So what I want listeners to do is kind of take a look at your brand and your website and take a moment to evaluate if it really connects with your ideal client. Would you trust you with your money if you were an outside person, right? Are you going to say yes if you were pitching yourself for services? So really try to step outside of yourself, step outside of what your likes and dislikes are, and really try to approach it from that ideal client perspective. And do the same on your about section, your services. Make sure your contact info is clear, but make sure that you are really making it easy for people to work with you. That is the number one thing. And I mean that holistically in terms of do you look the part?
Yeah, brilliant. And also it's worth repeating that exercise every now and then, because your perspective changes, your memory of it changes, and sometimes, I mean, I still look back at stuff I created days, weeks, months ago, and I think, what was I thinking? What was I doing?
Absolutely. I do that too. I'm like, wait a minute. For myself. And the reality is online trends change too. And
Yes.
we can't be immune to trends or technology. Technology is changing so quickly. What would have been acceptable in terms of AI 2 years ago versus what's acceptable now on a website is radically different.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, that's a big topic. Let's not go there in our short amount of
Okay.
time that we have, although tempting though it is. So now we have a little bit of a better understanding of what you do, given that we are restricted on time, so we can't have a huge understanding. Let's dive quickly into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time to achieve your business goals. So, Makena, could you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Yeah, absolutely. My number one productivity habit for myself is to schedule all of my external activities, whether that is a networking event or client calls or anything, on days where everything is external, where I have to essentially extrovert for the day. For example, that's today. Starting out with this podcast, I have a meeting every hour for the rest of the day. But then days where I don't have to do that, I can sit and actually do the behind the scenes work, whether that's batching out emails or building a website or doing my social media. Try to keep that stuff internal. That's my number one tip. My second tip is all about systems. So I have hired someone on my team for years and years now, and she has optimized every little piece of my business and automated as much as humanly possible, which has really saved massive amounts of time. So I'm so thankful for her.
Fabulous. And I love it. 2 for 1 as well. Look, I only asked for one and I got two. That's such great value for money. You can see what a generous heart Makena has. You know,
I
obviously
try.
someone you want to do business with. 2 for 1. Love that. All right. So finally, my final question, which is I'm always interested to see what's going to come up here. What should I have asked you today that I didn't, Makena? And obviously your answer, please.
Sure. I think what you could have asked me today, that is one of my favorite topics to talk about, is what's the biggest mistake that you see solopreneurs make with their branding? And of course, this is a favorite topic of mine, but I think the answer comes down to they just spend too much time tweaking their colors, tweaking their logos, rebranding themselves in Canva. One, because it's fun and it's an easy thing to kind of dilly dally in. Um, Even if you're not skilled, like you can go surf logos forever. But the reality is that is not what is going to move the needle forward in your business. A DIY brand is just not, that's not going to be the answer to it. Now, doesn't mean that a DIY brand can't take you far enough. It's just that you don't need to change it 40 times before you're launched. Like just pick a logo, pick a couple fonts, pick 2 colors to stick to, and you are good to go for probably the first couple of years in your business. So I would love to see people um just stick to one brand.
Yes. Yes. And let go of the perfectionism, perhaps, is another part of your message there.
All right. So thank you. Yeah, we actually did that in 7 minutes, and McKenna went zipped up because she said, "Oh, the clock went." So thank you so much for respecting our time frame. But I do have one more question for you outside of our 5 questions in 7 minutes, and it's a really important question. It's a two-parter. Part A is how can people reach you so that they can find out more about you? And speaking of finding out more about you, is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you as well? Because I always think that that's a really brilliant way of finding out more about somebody's business and what they do without necessarily taking what for some people is they're not quite yet ready to make the big step and make contact, but not until they have a little bit more taste of what you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So to get in contact with me, I would love for you to Instagram DM me or Facebook DM me. Probably Instagram. I'm better at answering that. Um, and then for a valuable free resource, I have a 1-page Showit website template. So Showit's the main platform that I work on, and it is fabulous. It's kind of like using Canva. And yeah, I will be providing a link to that so that you can download a free 1-page website template and get started with building something out that's consistent and fun.
Oh, consistent and fun. Fun. We like fun. And
we like consistency.
And we like consistency. We established that earlier. Yeah, brilliant. Thank you so much. That sounds like a brilliant, valuable free resource. Thank you so much for sharing that with our listeners today. Makena, it's been a pleasure and a delight. Thank you so much for sharing your wisdom, your insights, and what you do with us today.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on. Thank you for reaching out, and I'm excited I got to be here today.
And remember, everybody, keep goal busting and make your future self proud. Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination, and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.